Hello students, today we are taking a question from your book related to petty cash book. Okay, so this is the question. Prepare the petty cash book on Impress system from the following. So here it is given, this question is given. So we are will prepare this, how this petty cash book will be prepared. So as I told you that petty cash book, this is petty cash book, in which different columns are there. Amount received, this cash book folio number, cash book folio, and this is date, this is particular voucher number, total amount, and this total amount, all the amounts are entered here, and then these amounts are then put in different columns related to that particular expenses, like postage, wages, conveyance, cartage, stationery, miscellaneous. There may be many more as per the requirement of the business, where such a small expenditure which take place this again and again, those expenses, for those expenses these columns are made, and this way it is done. So now this is the question here. We are going to start this. Number one, it says April 1st received 10,000 for petty cash. Okay, received 10,000 for petty cash. We can do it like this. Okay, so received 10,000 for petty cash. This 10,000 has been received on April 1st, and actually this should be entered if in cash book. When cash is received, it is entered on the credit side, opening balance, and that whatever cash is received. So here this cash is actually received on credit side, but here in this, what happens, this side is the credit side, and but this is the common column, particular and date is the common column for this debit side as well as credit side. So only amounts are debit and credit, remaining particular and this date, this is common for debit and credit both. So this 10,000 is received on April 1st by the petty cashier. To cash, it is shown. Then come to the next date, that is on April 3rd, paid cartage, and that is 800. We paid cartage 800, so it is shown here April 3rd by cartage 800 we have shown in total column, because all the amounts will come here, whichever has been paid, and for this cartage will be shown there in the separate column. Here cartage 800 is shown. Then the next one is paid bus fare 400, okay, and speed post 200, bus fare. So it will be shown here paid bus fare. So here bus fare. So here on April 4th, we'll show here bus fare, by bus fare or by conveyance we have shown here. So 400 is paid, and 200 of speed post is shown here. Now we'll put it in separate this conveyance column. It is conveyance is here, conveyance 400 rupees, this 200 is related to postage, that postage and courier. So it has been we have kept this amount here. Then comes the next one, on 6th, paid for stationery 700, stationery 700. So we have shown it here on 6th by stationery 700, and then 700, because for stationery there is a separate column, so this amount will be put here in 700 in this column 6 stationery. And then comes the next date is 7th, paid for courier service, and this is done. 8th is there, and 9th is there, paid for taxi fare 800 rupees. paid for taxi fare 800 and wages 300. So on 9th, paid for taxi fare. So taxi fare on 9th will show it here, and 9th. We had shown it here by taxi fare 800 rupees, and taxi fare plus wages. Wages is also paid on the same day. Wages 300 rupees. Here it is 300 rupees. Okay, and here you can see here 300 rupees. This will be shown in wages. Taxi fare will be shown in this conveyance, which is shown here, and wages is paid here, and then now it is shown here in the separate column. Okay, then comes the next one. After 9th, there is the entry here, paid for wages 400 and charity 500. Okay, here it is, paid for wages and charity 500 rupees. Okay, paid for wages 400 and charity 500. So on 10th, so 10th we have shown it here, you can see here 10th, wages 400 and by charity 500. Now this 400 wages will be shown in wages column, that is here, wages column, and then this 500 will be shown, because in 500 when we 500 will show, there is no separate column for the charity and related to that. So yeah, first is it is charity is cannot be shown in postage and courier. It is not in wages. It is not can be shown in conveyance, cartage. It is not stationery. So charity will be shown in this column, miscellaneous. So this charity is shown here in 500 rupees here in this miscellaneous column. Now come to the next one, newspaper. 11th, paid for newspaper bill 600 rupees, and on 11th. So here newspaper bill 11th, you can see here newspaper 600 rupees. It is shown 600 newspaper. For newspaper also the same thing is there. There is no separate column for newspaper. So in some organization this separate column is created. Periodicals, newspaper and periodicals, something like that, but it is not here, so no problem if it is not there, because newspaper cannot be put in postage and telegram, and not postage and courier cannot be put in wages. It is not conveyance, it is not cartage, it is not a stationery, so it will be put in this miscellaneous expenses. Now the next one, 12th. So this is the 12th. It says paid for soap 320 and speed post charges 300 on 12th. 12th, come here, that on 12th soap we had spent 320 and speed post 300 rupees. So for soap also we cannot put it in postage and courier, not in wages, not in conveyance, not in cartage, and not in stationery. So it will be put in miscellaneous expenses. Okay, speed post is we can keep it in postage and courier, so it has be shown in there in this column. Okay, then comes the after 12, this is 13, paid for postage 780. 13th, we come to this 13, postage 780 is paid. Okay, this 780 is paid for postage. So for postage there is a separate column here, 780, so it will be shown here. Okay, then comes the next on 14, paid for repair of chair 500. Paid for repair of chair. So 14th by repair of chair is shown here in total 500. So for repair of chair also there is no separate column. Repair and maintenance, something like that. In some organization this can be separate column, but here we don't see this such column here, है ना? So here 500 has been shown in miscellaneous because no column is there for this. Then comes the paid for refreshment to customer 900 on 15th. So 15th by refreshment we have shown 900. For refreshment also no column is there. It cannot be shown in postage and courier, not in wages, not in conveyance, not in cartage, not in stationery. So it will be shown here in miscellaneous expenses. Now all the transactions are recorded here. Now we will try to take the balance. First of all, we will total up all the columns here. So when we total this thing, total of this column, that is total this expenses, total amount paid. So that is total is 7,800, and postage will total this is 1,580, wages is 700, conveyance is 1,200, cartage is 800, and stationery is 700, and miscellaneous expenses is 2,820. And if we add up this postage, wages, conveyance, cartage, stationery, miscellaneous, the total will be 7,800. Okay. Now this amount, the amount received by the petty cashier is this 10,000 rupees, and he spent 7,800. So balance on this 15th is 2,200. Out of this 10,000, when we deduct this 7,800 out of this 10,000, and 7,800 is deducted, then the balance remains 2,200 rupees. This is the balance with the cashier, petty cashier on 15th. So this balance he will take on next day, that is on 16th. So 7,000, this balance is 2,200. This balance, by balance carried down, this balance has been dropped here on 16th, 2,200 rupees. April 16th, by balance brought down. And now how much amount was spent by the cashier, that amount he will receive from the main cashier here, and his total amount again will become 10,000 rupees. Okay, and again he will start paying for the expenses. This has been done this for 15 days, that is fortnightly it is done. That can be maintained month-wise also. So it depends business to business, one organization to another organization. Okay, so that is how we will maintain the petty cash book. Okay, thank you.